What's up guys, welcome to Wasted Space, and we are in Darkest Dungeon. Gonna do a new Let's Play series, and kicking off here. Darkest Dungeon is about making the most of a bad situation. Quests will fail or must be abandoned. Heroes will die, and when they die, they stay dead. Progress autosaves constantly, so actions are permanent. This game expects a lot out of you. How far will you push your adventurers? How much are you willing to risk in your request to restore the hamlet? And some more text that disappeared just as I was reading it. So, this is kind of a roguelike game. I've played a little bit, as you can see, just to get to grips with this, but I'm just going to dive straight in with a new series. What should we call this? We've got Darkest Space already, so Darkest Fail is most likely, and we're going to go straight in. I know enough with this to not be umming and erring too much, hopefully, not be wasting too much time on stat choices and so on. Unfortunately, what I do have to do, though, is go through a tutorial that's at the start of the game, that's every time. This game's in early access at the moment, only been out for about a week and a half, and it's really, really good. I'm loving the aesthetic, I'm loving just the general vibe I'm getting off from this game. Is kind of a mixture of macabre and spooky and kind of gallows humour all in one, and it's very cool. So this is the tutorial bit I was mentioning. You can't unfortunately turn this off as far as I'm aware, so I am just going to blast through this as quickly as I can while I talk a little bit about exactly what's going on and what we're doing here. So I'm just moving along, and as you can see where we are on this map, so you move between rooms in this sort of animated fashion, and then in a room you will have an encounter, and all the encounters are turn-based. So behind the scenes we have made an initiative roll, and it is my turn to go first. So I'm going to use Open Vein in this case, but you can see the little dots underneath represent where I can attack from in the party and who I can attack on the other side. So unfortunately they dodged, and you can see he's got a dodge of 2, which is kind of unlucky for me that he dodged, but still. And now I'm getting to go with this guy, and we're still in round 1. So I'm going to use Smite, which is just a basic heavy hitting attack, and deal a decent amount of damage, take him down. This whole tutorial bit is pretty dull, to be honest.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Bit of loot, and we can move on. As I said, I'm just going to blast through the tutorial because it's all kind of boring. Yep. Give me stuff. Boring and scripted. The tutorial section is, of course, always the same. It's the same every time you play it, so not that exciting to see. Big surprise, we have this guy. And you can see with this guy, he actually takes up 2 spaces. So he's the equivalent of both my guys in size. So some of the abilities I've got here that would normally hit that front row can't anymore. And in fact, I don't seem to have, this character doesn't have one at the moment that's appropriate. But yeah, here we go. In fact, Open Vein can only hit him, even though it hits the first 2 people in the party. So what we're going to do is we're going to pistol shot, and I'm going to try and get rid of this Fusilier at the back first. He's the sort of more main damage dealer, the big guy, more of a bleed sort of fella. And we don't have anything on this fella that can hit at the back, so Reynold is not so useful at this moment. He can just absolutely hammer the Brigand. And that little white aura we got above our head there is sanity, stress. And everything in this game has a stress value, as you can see here, and various abilities and so on will change your stress level, and that seems to be almost more important than health. The game is pretty brutal, especially at the start, and stress is the main factor. So I'm going to go with Grape Shot Blast here, because it's actually going to hit both of them. It's not going to do too much damage. You see at the bottom, hero damage 2 to 5, but it should do decent amount to both. You got a total of 8. We wouldn't have come close to that if we'd just hit with one of our other abilities. So got a bleed on both of us now. That shouldn't matter. This is the last encounter, and we can just another massive crit from Reynold. Reynold, you are a beast.
Devastating blow.
So Dismas, still bleeding, but hopefully not going to have a problem finishing this guy off. Now this is an interesting scenario. You can see pistol shot can't actually hit that guy because he's at the front anymore, so we're a little bit more limited. And this is sort of the second big mechanic in this game alongside stress, is the party order. Now at the moment we only have 2 people in our party, but we are very soon going to end up being with 4, and you'll go with 4 the whole time. Something doesn't look quite right about this one. Now unfortunately I haven't found out or haven't got, as far as I'm aware, a way of untrapping this. I just have to trigger it and hope that they miss it. But no, I got blighted, but it doesn't matter because this is the end of the tutorial section. A bit of a loot summary and a bit of XP. Now these are randomly generated traits or curses, essentially. So these could be positive or negative. So we've got a positive one, but a kind of useless one. The light mechanic I'll explain in a bit, but now you'll see why that's not actually that handy. And plus 1% crit, of course, is always going to be good.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
The voice acting in this game is awesome. I'll try my best to keep quiet when Mr. Narrator is talking away, but yeah, the voice acting is very, very cool. So at the moment we don't have much options. We've got the graveyard, which hopefully we won't see anybody in there.
Covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
And then we also have the stagecoach, and this is really intrinsic because this is how we build our party.
Outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
So yeah, here we have the ability to recruit new people, but also the ability to upgrade the stagecoach. So I'm going to immediately upgrade it once, so that next time we come back, we'll have 3 people in here to add to our party. Because as you can see, we've got an option of maximum of 9 at the moment. So these 2 guys, other than their names and their abilities, are preset who you get the first time round, but there is a huge range of classes. And as you can see, everybody here has a preferred position and a preferred target, and that's based off what ability combinations they have. And that's kind of how you build your parties up, and how you try and get synergy to work. So here we have essentially a healer, and is this a healer with... Oh, this is a healer with exactly the skill setup I like for my healers as well. Bonell, I am very pleased with you. Come aboard. Come aboard.
Sister of battle, pious.
Not a huge amount else we can do here. All this other stuff is locked, so let's just kick straight off with another quest.
A mecca of madness.
So, we have a bunch of different areas we can go and visit eventually, and some of these are locked and some of them are unlocked. In this case, the only one that's unlocked is the ruins here, and as we click on it we can see how long the mission is going to be, what sort of level requirements it has, and what the goal is going to be for sort of completing this mission. And then the rewards down there. We can build our party up. Now, the party's obviously pretty much decided for us, so from experience, I know that is a pretty good order to have these guys in with how their abilities are laid out. So let's not hang around, let's just provision and get off.
The preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
This here is important. You want food and you want torches. Both of them connect quite closely to your stress levels. I'm going to take 6 instead of 4 because I don't like it when it gets dark, and we're going to take a couple of skeleton keys because they are really handy, and a shovel because they are also really handy. I'm not going to bother with any of the buffs at the moment because we have a pretty solid healer right off the bat, so it's really helpful. Should do alright with this group. The thing with this game is the start of the game is a lot less stable than once you start sort of start understanding your characters a bit and so on. So this isn't our first dungeon. All the dungeons are procedurally generated in this, which is very cool. It's going to be different every time you come in, with certain themes based upon which missions we're choosing. And we're in our first room, and basically what we need to do is move to the next room by clicking down here, and we'll go through the sort of transitionary corridor, which can have 4 possible events in it. And those events could be an ambush like this. So we've been attacked by these horrible bug things, and we're going to kick their ass. Go away with your grave nibble. Okay, that was stress damage. So you can see that we've taken stress damage, 16 of 100, and stress management is super important, especially as in this team I don't think we have anyone that can reduce stress. Battlefield medicine's actually kind of handy. We could try and cure the blights that we currently have on our dude here. Let's just check what other abilities we've got. You see, blinding gas is a really good one, stuns the 2 rear targets, but there aren't 2 rear targets, so actually I'm just going to go straight in for the blight cure. And then hopefully we get to go again. Yep. So these guys have got really low HP. 5, 5, and 7. Grape shot will do 2 to 5. Oh, we'd have to get really lucky to one-shot someone. Whereas with this, I'm pretty sure we'd have to get really unlucky not to. So yeah, let's just take someone out of the game. Hit them with the open vein. That also adds a bleed, so in this case it's not worked, but it's not even killed them. We got very unlucky there. Okay, so this is our healer, but she has, with my setup, and she's exactly how I like them, she also has this sort of damage plus self-heal ability, which is really useful for finishing off individual creatures. Excuse me. And then Reynold. Come on, Reynold. Give us a crit. No, we don't need a crit. We need Zealous Accusation. This is going to hit the front 2 targets, and it's pretty much guaranteed to kill the maggot. Might even kill the spitter. So, oh, yes. Double kill. Thank you very much, Reynold. You're turning into a beast already. Cool. And a little bit of loot. So each one of these squares we're going through has a chance to have something in it, like, for example, these sacks, or trigger a trap, or we get attacked. And at times we'll be able to scout and see what's ahead of us and what to expect. At times we won't. Now this, you can always try and interact with these, but sometimes it will be very negative results unless you do the optional drag an item here to use this object. And with this one, I know it needs holy water. We don't have any, so I'm going to ignore it. I don't want any negative debuffs on our party this early on in the game. It would be really helpful if we have a really strong starting character set that don't get all stressed out. Normally, or so far in my experience with this game, they get stressed out really, really quickly to begin with. And yeah, this is not great. You end up sort of clambering through fights. There you go, perfect example. There's a trap, and she's going to get stress from that. Quite a lot of stress from that, so you can see that she's already, it climbs really quickly and it's really hard to get it down, especially in any large amount. Now all of these things we're picking up, we'll also get some for completing this quest if we manage to, are used to go and unlock items in town, so upgrades for our characters, upgrades for the buildings, that sort of thing. Okay, these two guys here are really annoying. They are full stress monsters, basically. They will try and stress us out, and they have abilities that add loads and loads of stress. But this is where that blinding gas is really handy. It's going to stun both of those rear ones for us, hopefully. They do have 25% blight resist, as you can see down there, but... in fact, what they're going to do is dodge. Damn you. Damn you. Alright, our healer... We can't do anything stress-wise with this lady, so I think I'm going to try and stun one of these. I can't stun one of the guys at the back. We don't have the range, right? It's going to have to be the Judgment heal ability, which is fine. She's taken some damage, so we just need to try and get at least one of these out, because as soon as their turn comes around, you'll see what I mean. This tempting goblet, for example, and they managed to hit the one with the high stress already, up to 56 already. You can see how quickly this is going to start stacking up on us if you don't manage it and be really wary of what stress can do to you. So again, not bothered about the bone rabble, I just want to get the courtiers down. So let's pistol shot and try and finish off the one we've already hurt. And again, not much damage. Up in the night. So this fella's not going to be able to hit either of the guys at the back, which is kind of annoying, and there's ways we can deal with it later on in the game, different abilities, but for the time being, all he can really do is lay down some solid damage on these front two and tank for us. Now these crits are also going to add stress to everybody. Really unpleasant. Stress 83 already. Alright, how many have they got? 2, 1, 2. So this is a perfect time for a grape shot, because that's going to do 2 to 5 damage to all these front three.
Confidence surges
Boom.
as the enemy crumbles.
Taken down.
Give them
While
no
we
quarter.
do need healing, I just don't want this to get any more stress out, so we're going to go full damage. Our stress is the main concern now. We need that person finished off with a solid hit from Reno. And we're alright. We've just really got to be watching. Is it Bonnell's stress? Now, holy water doesn't work on these, so I'm just going to open it up and see what we get. The hero contemplates mortality, and we get some negative debuff. What does this one do? Minus 20 stress resist when below 50% HP. That's kind of nasty. But so be it. It was potentially worth it. Alright, come on guys. Let's go sort this dungeon out. The light is fading. I keep forgetting to check my torch. This is the light mechanic I mentioned. So basically, as you can see, that we're down, because the light's low and it's shadowy now, we've got a bonus to any stress gains we get, and a bonus to monster accuracy and damage, but we also get a bonus to loot and player crits, so you can start building teams that actually intentionally use the darkness to their advantage. But this is not one of them. We're far too early game for something like that. It's on her as well. She's going to lose it. Yes, she is. So, basically, when they hit 100 stress, it will roll a resolve check like that. And as it says here, they become afflictions. And the affliction can occasionally be positive, but in this case, it's negative, and it's going to vastly increase the stress gain of the rest of the party. Because as we go along, she's going to start getting nasty. Okay, so just bone rabble, not that scary. Let's open up with a load of dodges. Great. You are quite low on health, so let's get a heal out. Get yourself up a bit higher, even though I know you're stressed. It's not the end of the world if they're stressed. You can deal with it. It's just frustrating at times when they're not doing what you want them to. Good, nice dodge, sir. So let's have... Blinding gas is no real use. This fella's... I'm not a big fan of the Plague Doctors, if I'm honest. They're kind of useful. These guys can be blighted, but with the amount of HP they've got, I don't know, they're very utility-based, and I think there are better utility-based classes. What are we doing? 6-8, yeah, let's do a Zealous Acquisition. Got unlucky, didn't roll high enough to kill the front skelly there, but still. And then... Can't plague the back one. Why are you going again? Annoying person. At least that's one person out of the fight. Now I could Grape Shot, kill the front one and damage the back one, or... In fact, no, that makes sense. Get someone out of the battle. No reason to do anything else. And then with 6 HP left, we might just be able to use Judgment, because Judgment has... You can has a nice modifier against unholy things, so nice big damage from that. And she gained a bit of sanity. It's not going to stop her from being abusive, but it's going to start solving the sanity problem for later when she stops being abusive. And there's ways we can fix that once we get out of this dungeon. Can't really do a huge amount about it when we're in here though. We managed to surprise the enemy. So we had our high light up, so the monsters had a higher chance of being surprised, and surprise basically gives us a free turn first, so we get to go in and do some nice damage straight away. Now the acolytes are annoying, but not too bad. In fact, nothing human here is that bad. Acolytes probably top priority still. They can add stress quite rapidly, so we're going to go straight in for the acolyte, and we're going to use our blinding gas to try and stun the back two. Ready for the next turn. So that'll keep the acolyte out of action, and do a group heal. Group heal? You damaged? No. So 3 to 6 versus 3 to 5. Yeah, it's group heal. Good value. 6. Right, again, he can't do anything. He's not. The Crusader's not really in the setup I like using, so. Well, the setup I've liked using so far, so unfortunately we can't do anything about the guys at the back with him for the time being. But, still a nice hit. And this Ren for the Old Gods adds bleeds, and they stack it up really quickly, so. They can get nasty if you ignore them for too long, but still going to try and take the Acolyte out of the game, and that was a very nice shot, sir. Sweet, this is not looking too bad. Not too bad. Okay, Zealous Acquisition should finish them both off with a good roll. Might not this first one, but we'll get the Bone Rabble out as well, so... Oh no, double kill. Reno keeping the usual up. Will you stop going on? And that was an effect again of her getting abusive, essentially. And still think the group heal is our best value, so let's get one of those out. Top value again, all got 2. And then Noxious Blast is about all this guy's good for the time being. Which is a shame because it didn't do anything. How many rooms we got left? Can't see It's a shame we can't change this map in combat. I'd like to know, because it would change whether or not I would cast heal or just try and take him out. But you're only missing 1 HP, so let's go for a direct heal on the guy at the front. Not really particularly good value, but hey. Let's get that bleed on. Bleed? No, resisted. Still. Should die from this. We're looking fine.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Ah, look. Right, this is the scouting, so it's going to head ahead and give us a limited range of what's coming up ahead. So we can see lots of treasure there. Well, not necessarily treasure, lots of treasure events, and then a combat. And we got a trap in this first section. So, very first thing that's going to happen to us is a trap that we can actually see, so we can have a chance of disarming it, as it says. So, I'm going to use my thief dude here, and he is going to get...
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Alright, hunger. Now, this seems to come up. There doesn't seem to be a set length of time necessarily at which you get hungry. It just, the longer you've been going, the highest chances you'll get one of these come up. And if you choose to starve, as you see, you take 20% damage, plus everyone gets really stressed out. This is why you've got to have food with you. So we're going to eat, and I'm also going to buff the light back up to something sensible. And we're going to keep going. These books, I've only ever got curses out of them, so go away books. I'm going to leave those well alone. All they've ever done is added afflictions to my characters when I've used them. Oh, and then a room with very little in it. Fair play. So this is where, this next area is where we're going to have another monster incident. No debuffs today, thank you. Right, alchemy table we can put torches into, and it gives us maximum light, which is really handy. And another fight. So, given we got ones at the back, let's use the blinding gas because it's just lovely having two attacks already out of the equation for the first round. And let's open up with some AoE. These guys are all low HP. None of them are particularly damaging when they're... Oh, I spoke too soon. Ow. Oh, damn right you dodge. You need to after that. Ow. But still, we've got a solid healer with us, so let's heal you back up again. And they're both going to break the stuns this turn and get a buff to stun resist, but looks like they've still actually got... Only got 20% from that buff. Interesting. I was very much expecting more. 2 lots of 8 HP. We're not going to finish them with Zealous Accusation, most likely, but we're going to get them very close. Oh, we finished one. But double trouble bonus then. Awesome. Going pretty solid for our first dungeon. Only one person completely lost the plot, and everyone else, so... Again, we'd be very unlucky not to kill the first and we get damage on the rest, but they're all going to dodge. I think the way that shot works is if one dodges, they all do. Like, it rolls the one roll for everybody. Blinding gas is no longer so good, so we'll go with a Noxious Blast on the one with the extra HP, so it's got something to start taking down his HP. That 3 damage per round is actually pretty good. Okay, everything's looking under control. Bit more healing for Reno. Don't want to be losing him, or Dismas, to be honest. They're both pretty solid. I like both classes. There's a couple of classes in this that I don't get on with anything like so well, so it'd be good to keep those guys in top condition. Yeah, should take down them both. Quality. Just this one fella left. Oh, and we got a bit of sanity from that extra special bonus. So he can't bleed, but it's about all we've got, and he can most certainly be critted. Spot on.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled.
Bit more loot. You've not got much HP there, sir. I would have liked to have got a heal off on you. Sometimes you'll find yourself actually actively extending combat in order to try and get a heal in before the combat ends, and then you can't use your abilities. Because then they do stuff like this, where they're going to go straight for Dismas there. And he can't take it. Reno can't particularly take it, but you can take it more than Dismas can. Alright, so let's get the stun out again. Blinding gas on the back. Come on, stun both. Alright, stun the Acolyte. That's the semi-important one. Reno, what can you do? This I've almost never ever used. You might as well just Oh, interesting. So that doesn't... Maybe it's one at a time they're rolling. If the first one dodges, the ones behind them get it automatically. I don't want to waste any other damages on the Bone Rabble, so we might as well take some damage out of the fight with Grape Shot Blast and then just hope the Acolyte doesn't do anything too nicely. Cool. Heal, 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 heal. Dismas must not die, keep him alive. Although it's worth mentioning, they don't die necessarily just by going to 0 HP. They get into this sort of death state where they can be killed or they can survive. They have to roll every time. And it massively stresses everybody out having someone like that. So generally best not to. Right, so these guys can bleed. They've got an 83% chance to hit. They've not got much bleed resist. So let's go for the one with more HP. See if we can get a bleed off on him. Nice. And then more healing, I think. What's that? 9, 7. Still Dismas. Okay, so more dots. Get the Brawler dotted up. Both of those should pretty much die from the dots, but I'll be surprised if we don't have to finish them off ourselves. Potentially not. Did we have any bandages? We didn't. Oh, no, I didn't bring any, but that's fine. Ah! Don't you dodge on me! That would have been beautiful. I'll have to do it with Grape Shot Blast instead.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Why didn't the Blight tick? Ah, now that's the abilities as we go, and I'll start using some once I start getting a better range of classes that move the party around, and they can be really, really effective. They certainly mess you up quite often, but they... Oh, Reno with the crits. Look at that. But yeah, they can really mess you around as well. Nice. So, decent amount of loot there. And a chest with my family sigil.
Wealth beyond measure.
Awesome.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
And a scout. Well, this has turned out not too bad. So we got a couple of fights left to survive as we are. Reno is looking pretty unwell. But it's fine. We will pull it back together again. Oh, damn it. I forgot to rearrange my guys. That's not great, so I can't blind. Not that I would, in fact. 4 to 7. 1 point's around, 3 points around. And these guys can't bleed anyway. As you see, they've got 100% bleed resist, so... Let's get the Blight one and down. Does it now? I love how they keep going on, these guys. They are... Once they lose the plot, they really do lose the plot. Ah, but Grape Shot Blast is so tempting. I mean, part of me thinks I should maybe... I can't finish him off with pistol shot. I forgot you can't hit the front guy. 4 to 9, 5 to 8. I should really take one out of the fight rather than Grape Shot. I really should. As fun as Grape Shot is. Reno. No, we're gonna get an opportunity to heal. Let's do some damage and we'll heal you up. Yeah. 7. Fingers crossed that's enough to survive, especially as the sort of basic skellies, they seem to just have random targeting mechanics. Oh, no!
Injury
No!
set the stage
Death's
for
Door.
heroism
Oof.
or cowardice.
See how much stress we gained out of that. Not helpful. Not helpful at all. Back off Death's Door so the stress gain's going to stop, but that's 2 of the party now looking really ropey. And this was going so well to begin with. One health, 7 health. Yep, it's going to happen. And gonna Grape Shot. And then you should die from... Is this one of these occasions where I want to try and hold off to get a heal in? Or is that... No, that's a stupid idea. just running the risk of actually losing one of them.
At least promises success.
At least like this, they're alive, albeit not that healthy. Let's get the party order the right way around this time. Cool. Oh, and actually gained a little bit of extra health just thanks to that. How are we looking? Yeah, let's get a torch in there.
The light, the promise of safety.
Right, the last fight will be probably also where I call the first episode. And fingers crossed everyone stays alive for this. It's not been my worst first round, but things fell apart very quickly at the end there. Still, stuns. Stuns are good. Of course they're going to bleed on him. Oh, that's more stress for everybody, isn't it? Puh. You can't, can you get? Yeah, you can, right. No, don't miss, you asshole. Okay, so now we've got... gotta heal this mess. And they can't get the guys at the back either. Death's door again.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
These guys aren't about to lose it, but he is completely. And they will do if they keep doing that. Still, last fight. Come on, guys, hold it together. Getting the orders all messed up. Can't get the guys that we need. I'm gonna have to switch them around. I know you're at death's door, but as soon as I can heal you, I will heal you. Oh no, it's a big one on him. And then they go straight for him again. Ah! At least he resisted that time. Okay. Should get the brawler down. Do a bit on the bone defender, which is fine. Still need more healing because they're going to do things like this. He's death's door now. Oh, not quite. He's got a little bit. No, he is death's door. Barely clinging on.
Self-preservation is paramount at any cost.
Selfish. I don't know what that one does. And there's no easy way to tell as far as I can see.
A singular strike.
Well, that helps a bit. Come on, guys. That's fine. She's already lost it. I don't care what you do to her now. She's already way gone, fella. You can't be helping. Oh, Akith Courtier's been resilient. Resilient. Okay, so he's just going to pass. I see. So that's what the salvage. You can just be like, no. Nope. Sorry, but nope.
And
Back at death's door.
Hold fast or expire.
You see, death's door is really... It's bad, but it's not as bad as it could be. And you can do runs where everyone is stressed out the entire time, but... I think I would be stressed out the entire time and therefore not able to handle it. Stop getting angry with them all. I'm surprised she hasn't yet just refused straight out to do something. They often do. 7 to 15 or 4 to 8. No, I'm going to have to try and take out the back one. Had enough. A minimum damage roll. Had enough of that courtier screwing stuff up. Except for with her, because seriously, she can't lose the plot any further. That is it. Maximum amount of plot lost. just the Acolyte, and then we can get out of here and try and recover this ruined team. It was all going so well 2 fights ago. Let's go for the party heal now. That was a little one, which is unfortunate, but still 4. I mean, it's still better than you'd normally get with the other one. Dodge, good man. And then this is 3 to 6 or 2 to. Let's just hit you, get you a bleed. Okay, and Reynode with a massive strike to finish him off, surely. Sweet, just about everyone alive. But boy, are they stressed out, which is really bad, because that means we're going to have to take some of these really stressed people with us on our next mission, because we've only got 3 people turning up in the cart. But someone's going to have to come with us anyway.
We reclaim what is ours.
Which is tricky, but hey, some alright loot. Good amount of heirlooms, bit of treasure. And Bonnell actually gets a positive one. No negatives. Sweet. Okay, that's not so bad. This is
our estate was the envy of this land.
Oh, apparently that's all he's got to say. Yeah, I've ended the first dungeon considerably worse than this. That's for sure. So I am going to, without looking or doing anything further, so without preparing for the next anything, we'll just go and have a quick look. We're going to grab all 3 of the recruits we've got available. So we've got a couple of these Vestals, which are the healer classes, and a Leper, which is a slightly odd class, but they're kind of tanky-ish, as you can see. Although they do, that stress heal is quite cool. They do like to damage themselves as well, which is a little odd, but hey, as you can see, we're going to end up having to go with one of these guys too. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you found this interesting. Start of a new series. Really cool game, so if you don't have it, do think about going out and getting it. I know it's early access, but, I mean, as you can see, there's loads of content here already, and trust me, I've not even scratched the surface here. And otherwise, if you liked it, please hit like, please hit subscribe, please hit share, pass it around, start a new series, so it'd be really helpful if you guys could get the word out there, get people to come and have a watch, see what they think. And otherwise, thanks a lot, guys. I'll catch you next time.